person is terminally online, okay? All right? This guy, this person is terminally online, okay? Smart fucker, okay? I see them in every single fucking reply. Every single fucking 865 followers, by the way, okay? Not even 1,000. And they have been in every single large streamer's fucking thing. Definitely a meme. Okay, all right. Just double checking, okay? All right. So I saw this on my TL, okay? I was like, what the fuck? So it's this Destiny thing, okay? And then Lelena, okay, if anybody remembers her, okay? Because she took her and her cat away from Steven, okay? And Steven is once again single, all right? I am guessing that it's the anti-fans that got to her eventually, but that's just speculation. Yeah, I don't know. Anti-fans are pretty garbage. I remember that I think I received screenshots of Lelena, Steven's now ex-girlfriend, who is apparently a very sweet person, okay? I don't know. I've been told consistently that this person is a really good person. But this person, okay, was bullied and harassed endlessly by J Stelk and the crew and covered. So she went on the J Stelk server, not a good idea, by the way, to argue with them and to point out like how much of a problem she has with their coverage. Big mistake, because they are not doing it in Steven's good interests. And yeah, I don't know. Eventually, they just broke up. Okay, and the reason for breaking up is not cited. We don't know the reason, but it's pretty clear to me, at the very least. Part of the reason has to be, at the very least, the fucking thing with the anti-fans. Okay, so just so you know, okay, I think Steven raging out over the anti-fans is totally fair. Okay, if your haters cause you to lose a girl, would you not, especially a good one, would you not also soy out? Okay, anyway, the point is, all right. You have a crush on Destiny? No. Throughout during my run this morning, which is the first time I ever puked at the gym. What the fuck? And then she says, "I'm pregnant." What the, bro? What am I supposed to say here? Like, this has to be a meme, right? How do I know if this is a meme or not?
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Hi Foods. I am going overdraft on my second account, cause I can't be bothered to put cash on my main.
Yo, Ed, thank you so much for the 5 GBP. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Wait, pounds, right? Yeah, thank you. What's your main? Fuck? Oh, I'm going overdraft on my second account. Wait, are you Zorp? The only person who has done overdraft who are unable to donate because they hit the limit is Zorp. Zorp is the person who is like donating hundreds of dollars every week. Keep doing it, okay, please. I need the support. You guys should donate, okay? You guys should donate. You guys should donate to support me because it's the only way, okay? Debate event featuring Kafka. Oh yeah, we're probably gonna watch that. Yeah, okay. So how do I make money like you? Well, to be honest, like if I okay, listen, this is a little bit dark, okay? But my excuse is or my advice is wait for your parents to die so then you can collect their inheritance. Okay, there you go. That's where everyone's like big cash injection comes from. All right? Yeah, I feel like if you date Destiny, you lose your normie innocence. No, nah. I can totally see a world. No. I think Destiny would eventually talk about his lawsuit. I think it's impossible to not talk to Destiny unless like he's talking about his lawsuit at some point because it's like pressing, you know, to him. Okay. I don't know. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit of stalking, okay? Because I'm not entirely sure how true this is. I'm pregnant. My shadow is Hatsune Miku. What the fuck? Bro! You can't do it. You can't go from I'm pregnant to Hatsune Miku. What the fuck, bro? What? Wait, this page doesn't exist. Oh, no, it still does. What? Wait, what about the what about the Prego thing? Hello? What the fuck? Okay, alright, it's okay, man. It's fine. I have 3 private cash accounts. I have no clue what I pay for on each.
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not
Did you
stirred.
donate a lot to
Sup,
me, or...
fools?
Okay.
Hope your Friday is going well.
Yo, Demacia, thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Like, what the fuck? Like, I need to know more. I don't know. Like, I need to know more. I sent Steven a DM, but he hasn't replied. He hasn't replied to any of my DMs. Okay, today, at the very least. Okay? Today, specifically. Oh, yeah. Okay, alright. Oh, also, there's something that's gay and homosexual, and I fucking hate it. It's stupid, okay? I think they deserve to be put on blast. All right, just mainly because I'm back in the DG server, right? I'm back there. I'm fucking Lyman, okay, chilling. All right, not instigating any drama, not doing anything crazy. All right, I have no idea why, but okay. So the clip that I posted, okay, okay, I hope that when I say, that the rest of DGG really hates me. That's the truth, okay? The rest of DGG actually actively hates me. They fucking hate my ass, okay? So I posted this, and I wasn't even thinking of pedophilia, all right? Okay, here. I posted
give
this.
you guys the same rules.
I posted this as a video in the fucking DG chat, right? Or whatever. Not DG chat, but like the server chat. The gen chat for the DG server, right?
I'm gonna give you guys the same rules I give Shaylin.
Very innocent.
Gonna run a tight
right?
ship. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be uncomfortable. But yeah, so what I noticed
You
last
should work
time,
on that, by the way. It's not that
Business
cool.
title? Don't worry about it.
well, yeah, maybe if I can moderate my panels like I handle my relationship and treat my girlfriend the way I treat my panels, my life would be better. Okay, so we're gonna how do I put this? Okay, I want this to be productive.
Like, that's it. It's a meme. I mean, obviously it features Mr. Girl, and Mr. Girl is known for lots of things, but Mr. Girl implicitly, inherently in this clip, there's no references to children. There's no references to anything, okay? Just straight up nothing there, okay? So they deleted my post, okay? I am complaining about Discord moderators, okay? I am. I'm sorry. I just am, okay? Suck it up. Okay, all right. It is gay, okay? That's why I warned you, okay? So call Matra, okay? Call Matra, this motherfucker, okay? In the fucking Discord server, this person, I don't know how long this person has been moderator for he, him. Oh my god, they even got pronouns in the bio. Of course they got pronouns. Okay, this person said, keeping it a being with you. So they replied to the video, okay? They replied to the video, they deleted it, right? So, which means they find an issue with it for some reason, okay? I didn't know that broke the rules, I guess. Keeping it a being with you. Sorry, that's not the right voice, okay? Keeping it a being with you. Oh, I don't like that you got unbanned. Whilst I am forced to tolerate you. Oh, you're on a tight fucking leash. Even this is stepping too close to subject matter. I'm guessing the subject matter is pedophilia, okay? You are not going to tread, no, anything noncy, referring to pedophilia, okay? At all, and you're gone, alright. The clip has nothing to do with noncery. Nothing to do with pedophilia. Like, straight up nothing. And then, okay. And then this motherfucker, I don't even know who the fuck this person is, okay? This person, okay, probably them on the auto count. There! Oh, right! And the best evidence is that you're posting this right now and fomenting hate against them in the community. It's divisive and unhealthy. Here's something, okay? Why the fuck do you tag a creator, a content creator out of nowhere and post something incredibly antagonistic and not expect backlash? I'm not going to give you any excuses, okay? I'm not going to give you any excuses, okay? If people go after Destiny, Destiny makes the argument, Well, just because you're a smaller content creator doesn't mean that you can cry bully your way out of going after me, right? Same thing, okay? I've heard lots of things about the DG server, okay? I've heard lots of things, all right? None of them are good. None, okay? I haven't even heard what? That the DG server is a place of goodness. Never. I've never heard that. Never. My server is better, okay? My server will forever be better. We have a wonderful community. We are chill. We don't step around glass shards all the time. We make jokes, okay? We're edgy, and we have debates, and we're all very nice to each other at the end of the day, okay? You people have a sickness! You people have a sickness! Okay, anyway. So I said, to be honest, if this is how they act by being rude and condescending, then I'd like to quote Steven and say tit for tat. Exactly. Exactly. Yes. Oh my god, this person's spitting. Whoever this food shops person is, okay? So, of course. And then they responded, okay? Later. Alright? They later responded. Not after I posted that shit, okay? But, yeah. So I said, did I, like, fuck this guy's wife? Or something? What's with the DG server mods, Lambow? Okay? So this person says, you can't be mad when the perm comes. Okay, so, excuse me, mod abuse. This motherfucker is literally trying to, like, this person is ready to ban me, dude. This person, listen, okay? People tell me, why are you, like, trying to call them out? Are you trying to, like, speedrun a ban? Well, here's the issue, okay? Here's the issue. I would rather embrace the world where I call them out and get banned rather than get banned before calling them out, okay? Yeah, like, I would prefer a world where I respond immediately and put you on the hot seat, okay? And like, fucking tell the entire, like, fucking DG thing on Twitter about this, in my opinion. It's super gay, okay? Disco drama will always be gay. It will always be stupid. It will always be moronic. But, like, this just goes to show how delusional the food shops hate is, okay? Dude, food shops derangement syndrome is real, okay? FDS is real. By the way, I don't even know this person. It's like the Thanos meme. It's literally like the Thanos meme. I don't even know who you are. I don't know who you are, okay? This is why I constantly say, oh, I hate DGG and I hate the entire orbit, but I'm going to defend Steven, okay? Because I think it's right, all right? I'm not going to have a bone to pick with you unless I have a bone to pick with you because you came at me at some point or you're being rude to me, okay? I don't know who you people are, okay? You're nothing to me, all right? But anyway. So I posted the Kanye like croissant thing, okay? It's super funny. It doesn't matter. It's just a meme, okay? Completely after they put that, right? Because I don't want to escalate tensions. I don't want to be weird in this moment, right? I'd rather be, like, crazy on my own stream, okay? So, this person says, warning? Tendered. Warning? Tendered. Oh my god, I can literally smell the Dorito breath, okay? Even though it's typed out. Like, even though the tendered part is typed out, like, this is literally the most Discord mod kitten-ass shit I've ever seen. The fuck says warning tendered? The fuck? Dude, what is wrong with you? Anyway, yeah, that's probably why none of the Discord mods will ever get any hoes, okay? They'll be alone forever, and they suck, alright? Okay. Alright. With that being put aside. Okay, let me see. Nope, nothing there. I don't care. It's like Spider League. Okay. Alright, but this... Okay, there's another thing I want to go over real quick. Okay? Alright? Don't get too unhinged. You're doing good. No, I'm gonna go full unhinged. I love going unhinged. Okay, wait. Hold on. This shit.
Z's probably gonna...
This doobie kind of crazy, though. Okay? Alright, we're gonna watch this little itty bitty clip right here of Dan and, or should I say Daniel, alright? Danny boy and Mr. Motan. Okay, see, this is what I mean by people going after me. Okay? Like, this is what I mean by people going after me for no reason. Alright? For Dan, I think Dan is the only exception, where Dan has not gone after me personally, but I am going after Dan just simply because I feel like I have a justified reason to do so, okay? That's fair, okay? Dan has every reason to be mad at me for going after me. I'm not going to complain about that, okay? Because I hate Dan, all right? Now, with that being said, okay? What the fuck did I do to Mr. Mutin? I'm sorry, does Mr. Mutin and Dan share a single brain cell? Like, you guys are, like, squabbling over, like, how the fates squabble over, like, the single eyeball? Here, let me just play
Don't
this.
do it to piss me off.
Ooh, Z's probably gonna win, and that's okay.
Who?
Z,
No, fucking no. That would be ally of the year or something. That is not.
buddy.
So,
No.
I've heard that Food Shops is unironically a pedophile.
I'm not gonna say anything.
What the fuck? Hello? Dude, it's crazy. It's crazy up in this bitch. I just got check it by like fucking Mr. Mutin. What the fuck?
Thing here. But before I had no issue. I'm not gonna say anything here.
Yeah, of course. Like, it's crazy to me how Dan is more submissive than Mr. Mutin. Okay, but Mr. Mutin is like dumb enough to say something like that. Oh my god, it's like Beavis and Butthead, dude. Wait, hold on. I actually want to see this whole thing-ish a little bit. Right.
It's fine.
So
People do
stupid.
it to piss me off.
Ooh, Z's probably gonna win, and that's okay.
Who?
I'm just curious about
no,
the full
fucking,
context.
No, that would be ally of the year or something. Something that is not.
Buddy.
so,
No.
I've heard that Food Shops is unironically a pedophile.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Like, dude, bro, fuck Steven's orbit, dude. And I'm gonna, every single time Steven comes in here or I talk to Steven, I'm just gonna say it again and again. It doesn't really matter if he never joins in here again or never talks to me again. Dude, fuck DGG, dude. DGG is ass, bro. DGG is ass. It's so crazy. Like, it's so crazy to me how DGG, like, Destiny is admirable because he is able to have a lot of nuance and he is very careful about allegations and very careful about how to label people, right? He only would argue for things when he's like sure beyond the shadow of a doubt. That's where he got the rape review segments from. But nobody from DGG learns this skill from Destiny. Nobody. Except for me, I guess. I'm the only one. Like, except for Chill Logic and other people who derived from, like, Destiny as content creators. Like, nobody learns this skill. Everyone is just crazy up in this bitch. Anyway, the point is that, like, dude, DG just sucks, okay? No wonder you guys can't get your content, career, like, things going because you guys... just, like, I don't know. Like, you guys are smoking some crack, okay? Anyway. Like, I'm sorry. By the way, I never went after Mr. Mutin, okay? I never in a million years have I went after Mr. Mutin, okay? Please, just dig up one clip where I said anything bad about Mr. Mutin outside of calling him cringe, okay? Which everybody says. Cringe is not the same as pedophile. What the Hello? Anyway, yeah. Good, good stuff, okay? Alright. By the way, I'm pretty sure Steven has also... You know what's funny is that I'm pretty sure Steven has even talked about, like, adequate, like, escalation, right? Like, step-by-step escalation, rather than escalating 0 to 100, right? Like, it's okay to escalate, right? It is okay to escalate. It's okay if you want to escalate. But again, this is out of nowhere, right? It's okay if you just go from insult to insult and you escalate until you call someone a pedo. That, whatever, man. Like, I don't really care about that. But we're not doing that. We're not doing that right now. You went from 0 to 100 instantly. We don't even have a beef. It's like, what the fuck? Bro, okay, listen, like, for example, I wouldn't say, right, if I heard from someone that Mr. Mutin is a pedophile, I wouldn't say, oh, I heard that Mr. Mutin is a pedophile. I wouldn't say something like, that's insane, right? Anyway, like, you can argue, oh, these are only just rumors that he has heard, right? You can argue that, oh yeah, these are rumors, he's just saying a rumor. No, okay, you're a content creator, you're in front of live audience. You're putting ideas in people's heads when you say, "Oh, I heard these rumors from somewhere" or whatever the fuck. Okay, you're still doing that. You're still propagating that, and it doesn't matter. Okay, slander from Steven's orbiters. What else can I do? Okay, there's nothing I can do. So let's be very clear here. Who has gone after me first? Okay, except for Dan. Okay, Dan is the exception. All right. So who has gone after me first? Okay, Mr. Mutin, Darius, Counterpoints, Wick TV. Who else? Except for Dan, of course. Like, who else hasn't gone after me? What the? Bro, what a crazy fucking orbit. No wonder you guys can't get your shit together. No wonder I have to be the only one defending Steven. I have to be. I am the one. I'm the main character. I have to be the one defending Steven because all of you guys are backstabbers, right? I mean, I joke about backstabbing, okay, or am I? Who knows? Like, I talk about backstabbing, Steven, but you guys are actually you guys are the practicers of backstabbing. You guys are the ones that practice the art of backstabbing. It's crazy up in this bitch. It really is little Hollywood in this bitch, okay? It really is little Hollywood. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just stupid shit. And it's super gay shit too, right? Yeah. Like, I don't even know any of these people. I don't even know Mr. Mutin personally. And I'm defending Steven. I'm defending. By the way, this should let you know. This should tell you that me defending Steven is a matter of principle. Okay, me defending Steven is a matter of principle. It doesn't matter how parasocial I am or not parasocial I am, right? Because his orbit is so fucking primed against me, and I'm still defending Steven, man, fuck you, okay? Like, you guys are pathetic sacks of shit, okay? Alright? Maybe I just shouldn't defend Steven and just leave him to the wolves, okay? Maybe I shouldn't tank all the anti-fans for. Like, maybe I just shouldn't do that. Like, what are we talking about? Anyway, it doesn't matter, okay? So, I have to tank the anti-fans, and I have to tank the fucking DG orbit. It just, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? Anyway, it's just stupid. Yeah. Okay, anyway. Like, dude, I am the ultimate tank, okay? I am the tank, all right? Nothing would change if you don't defend him. That's so untrue. You have no idea how untrue that is, okay? All right? Because normally I would say that. Normally I would say that in most circumstances, right? Because I don't want to have that much of a big ego, right? I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm the sole reason for this and that. I don't think I'm the sole reason for this and that. I don't think so, okay? I don't think so. I really don't think so.
I will stack my overdraft. Foods is the real one.
Yo, thank you so much, Ed. But I just want to say, not even Steven thinks of this. Right? Even Steven has said, I think you have done something here. Okay? And in addition, there's no reason to reveal to me, like, topics and shit, like, in private and on stream? If he didn't think that it was going to go anywhere. It's just so stupid. Like the way that things are playing out is not the way that you're viewing it, okay? Like, it's so stupid. It's not like he's not giving me any... It's so... Whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? I have nothing to say like to people like you. Bye. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at Steven's thought tonight. Also, by the way, I just want to say I'm way more entertaining than all of the orbiters, okay? Straight up, okay? It's not even close. Just want to put that out there as well, okay? If we're going to throw shade around, I'm also going to throw shade around, okay?
Martini, shaken, not stirred.
Why are his orbiters all petty little dramatic bitches crying about who he hangs out with more?
I don't bro, I don't know, okay? I legit, maybe they're just too social media minded. Maybe they just need to touch more grass, okay? Also, by the way, I wouldn't be surprised if Darius IRL was botting, okay? Like, he is consistently above 300 live viewers. I don't know if all of these people are like haters or like anti-fans or because I'm not entirely sure, okay? Because when I go to his chat, it's not like what I expect, okay? Let's just put it like that. Because every single time someone is consistently above 300 viewers, I'm thinking that they're purchasing the same botting services where both Darius and J-Stock are like using the same fucking botting services that put you above 300 viewers at all times. Like, in my opinion, like, that's kind of like that might be what's going on. But I'm not entirely sure, okay? Because they're always above 300 viewers. But for what? For what? Right? Your chat is not active, and it's like, there's so many reasons. It's so weird. Anyway. Okay. You're the most entertaining orator. Thank you. Okay. Bro, I'm sorry. Dude, do you know how much. Hold on. You can't deny this. Even if you hate me, even if you can't hate me. Yeah, sorry, even if you hate me, you can't deny this fact, okay? Without me, you wouldn't get a ton of Steven content, okay? Like, just because I exist, Steven has hopped onto my stream and provided with you guys with additional Destiny content that otherwise you wouldn't have had, period. Straight up, okay? Like, straight up. It's not even close, okay? It's not even close, alright? Anyway. That's just facts, alright? Even if you don't care, like, even if you don't care about what I usually cover or what I do or like even who I am or you think I'm annoying or whatever, it doesn't matter, okay? Steven comes onto my stream, you get extra content, right? And in addition, because he hops onto my stream, gives us extra content, is why the lawsuit, it literally affected the canon of the lawsuit. Like the canon is being changed. The very fabric of the lawsuit is altered by my existence. Anyway, it doesn't really matter, okay? Anyway. Okay. Destiny impregnated, okay. Destiny mpreg situation. I'm gonna put it like that, okay? I'm just gonna assume it's a troll. Alright, so don't go around spreading rumors or anything, but okay. I'm gonna assume Lelena was trolling, okay? Hopefully. Fingers crossed. Otherwise there's gonna be a whole lot of drama. Okay, alright. So okay, so I'm just like reviewing this shit, right? What is this? Hello? I heard that he talked a lot about his own drama, right? So I'll give her that.
Welcome. Hello. How is life?
The reason I started watching is because I can't believe someone's fighting for Destiny, only you. You know what I think? You know what? Good on Dan, okay? Good on Dan for not crashing out because I'm a better defender of Steven, okay? Just remember, okay, when the allegations came out, Dan made a whole fucking crash out stream for like 2 hours where he was not doing a good job in any way defending Steven and made a moron of himself, and now he never talks about it ever again. Because guess what? It's a really hard thing to defend, okay? I'm not gonna blame you for not being good at defending Steven, okay? I'm not gonna blame you for that, okay? But here's the thing, all right? Because you made that crash out stream initially when the fucking Rose allegations shit dropped, all right? It made things worse, okay? Period. It just straight up made things worse. You need to shut the fuck up and sit the fuck down because I'm the adult in the room, okay? When it comes to defending Steven, and I'm 26, and I'm not even a father or a mother, all right? You are a child, in my opinion, all right? So is Mr. Mutin, okay? You guys are children to me, okay? You guys are nothing, all right? Nothing, okay?
Jesus.
Darren was on J-Stokes stream defending Destiny back when, yeah, like, because he's a moron. By the way, I just want to say, you quit defending Destiny. Hold on. Who defended it matters who was more honest, and Dan was honest, you dumb bit. Aha! Okay, alright, bye. See ya. Good one. Good memes. Good memes, okay? Alright. I just want every single time someone defends Dan, it's like you realize you're defending someone with Down syndrome, right? You listen. He's a grown ass adult. If he can't cure his own Down syndrome, I can't help him. All right, I just can't help him. I try to. Okay, I try to, but you can't help someone with Down syndrome. All right, because they don't have the capacity in their brain to actually learn. Okay, so you know what? It is what it is. All right. Okay. So also. It was Destiny that dropped the podcast? Okay. All right. I was going to bash him. Dan's defense was that he probably did it. Bro, that's... Yeah, he needs to shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Like, you realize you're making my job harder, right? Fuck you. I'm trying to win here. You're trying to crash out. Hasn't Counterpoint defended Destiny against Lav and Quinman on stream? I never watched it, but how he did. Counterpoints isn't very good at defending Steven. I will say, like Counterpoints does defend Steven, but like he isn't good at defending him. I'm sorry. Making me hell
Thoughts on
mad
the
watching. Oh yeah, Dan Mooten part right now. What, the part where they fucking pedal jacketed
16
me?
legal mindset guy, the passport bro team.
And Dan didn't counter him. I mean, Dan shut down the conversation, sure, but like, bro, what the fuck, bro? You're just gonna let that rumor just go? What the fuck?
Lawyer.
You're crazy. You're crazy.
The
Okay.
16
You're crazy
legal
for that.
mindset guy. Oh, like a, oh, I understand. Good one.
Yeah, why
Leftover
even bring it
Trump's peace
up?
plan for Russia?
How do I stop being transphobic? Watch me. Because the more you watch me, the more you realize that trans people are actually cool and they can aura farm, okay? Because if you watch any other transgender content creators, okay, they suck, they're cringe, and they make their entire gender identity part of their personality. I do not do that, okay? You're welcome. Okay.
Watch this E33 video essay. All your orders are trashing
is
a
that...
Kafka Esquire
Oh.
stream behind your back. Are you fucking serious?
I just want to say, okay, I never ever trash behind Steven's back. I always trash in front of Steven's back. That makes no sense. If I'm trashing Steven, it's because I'm being honest, okay? And, you know, I am telling him straight up, you're being a retard, okay? I don't know what's this gay shit about, like fucking trashing people behind people's back. It's retarded, okay? Stop doing that. Anyway, I thought about paying off my overdraft, but fuck that. Damn, pisses me off, so I can't be bothered. But okay, dude, what? Okay, stop. Don't fucking land yourself in, like, credit trouble, like, because of... Dude, stop. Okay, please. Destiny's back? Yeah, okay. That makes no sense. Okay, I'm sorry. I was mostly trolling. Oh, okay.
Do you know that Dinesh research starts? Whenever the fuck I want to start it. Wait, okay, hold on. Can we do a quick... Okay, what looks better? One or... Wait.
Oh, okay, never mind. This isn't the part where... Okay, I'm curious about the counterpoints part. Okay, let's go.
And then not just that, but also... What's up?
Why are you watching random stream? Because this is what I always do. I always review Steven's stream because I don't go over it early. Because I want to know what's going on, right? Like I want to catch up on all the shit because I don't watch Steven's stream all that much. Like I watch it sometimes, but not all the time. I only watch it sometimes on my own time, but not all the time. I don't have time for that. Wait, I can fully admit, even though I consider myself an ally, I have some latent transphobia that pretty much disappeared after watching your streams. I don't, dude. I'm even transphobic. I am transphobic. Okay, I am straight up transphobic. But it's just like, I just want to be a better representation. Okay, that's all I want to say. That sounds cringe, but like I'm just saying. Okay.
What's going on here?
What time do you wake up? I woke up at like 5 today.
Quick, because I'm about to leave. What do you need?
I'm probably gonna stream late night again. Okay, I'm gonna stream late night. Okay.
Hey, I was just wondering if there's anything else you need me to do to Lauren. I know you like sent me downtown.
Why would you even joke about it? I haven't done any of this.
Can you not, dude? See, this is like with friends like this. With friends like this, who needs enemies? All right. With friends like this, who needs enemies? Like on God. All right. Like Darius is the exact kind of motherfucking personality that would do something to Lauren De Laguna. Right. Like, let's be very clear about that. If this was Kafka saying this, or it was somebody else saying this, we wouldn't believe them and we would instantly think they're joking, okay? But when Darius is saying this, he's throwing for the entire community, all right? Why the fuck would you ever say... What a fucking moron, dude. What an absolute fucking inbred, dysgenic piece of clump of cells. Like an actual... Like, it's like if the sperm never reached fertilization and then never reached conception, but the fucking... It developed into a fetus anyway. That's what Darius is, okay?
Why would you talk about this on stream? Why would you say this?
I'm joking.
Yeah, but now this is gonna no, way to go. Jones got 20 more filings.
Yeah,
So
like, am I
stupid.
supposed to like
Like that, Darius probably just cost like Steven another few a few more thousands of dollars right there. I'm not joking. Okay, like Steven probably unironic. Like Darius probably, if Jung makes another filing off of this, I'm not joking. Darius probably just cost like Steven like a few $1,000s right here. Like on God, like just stop, please, just stop being a fucking moron for once, okay?
Like how am I supposed to? So this person's on the street and they're like like a promoter. Like I'm not trying to like involve myself with her. She's just kind of there.
It's your
Like-
life, your shit. I haven't given you any I confirm that I have
Well,
never given you guidance on anything related to do with Lauren.
I know
I've never-
you have. I think I have, but like why? Like, dude, like she sent me a bunch of messages afterwards that were like, "Steven sent you to do this." Like blah 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 blah.
Oh my
blah.
God, dude,
Like,
I
how am
can't
supposed to, like-
with this. I
don't know.
can't.
Live your life.
Like,
You're a big
this-
boy,
this
aren't you?
guy-
You're an adult. Figure out what you want to do. But send me those messages. I'm curious what you said. But okay, good luck. Be careful.
All right, bye.
Who do you also costed him? Yeah, but my benefit is way more than a few $1,000s.
Okay.
Oh, look who
I know my
it
worth.
is.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa.
Thought you
Is that
could
the
see.
man himself?
Thought you'd be
Hang
talking.
out.
Thought you'd be talking shit on me, and I wouldn't
Funniest
see
thing
you.
I could do.
I'm trying to fix Steven's opportunity costs. All right.
The funniest thing I could do right now is be like, all right, I gotta go. Doop. But,
Oh man, it's possible you could run.
nah, I'm okay. What's up?
Hi. Oh no, I just heard you guys were chatting, so I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So actually, Steven, why don't we summarize it for you a little
What
bit?
the fuck is a mutant?
We had a debate about tit for tat, and I think what reason
Oh, let's go. Okay. I fucking love tit for tat debates. Actually, this is like one of my favorite subjects right now, is like tit for tat. When it comes to politics. Yeah. The reason why I like the subject is because it really tells me who's a retard and who's a cock. All right.
kind of articulated was
Anyway.
that within the tit for tat framework, it's not eye for an eye and tooth for a tooth. You use legal, defensive tit for tat and proportional tit for tat. And then not just that, but also you cooperate, not reciprocate. You cooperate with the other side 5% of the time, 10% of the time.
Wait,
Let
let me clarify, because I feel like that's really super muddy. But you just mentioned like it needs to be proportional reciprocity. So if they don't cooperate, you don't cooperate back, and it's not like a little slap on the wrist if they've going to give you a stab.
Wait, hold on. I would agree with counterpoints here. Like if that is what he says, like I would agree with the position that counterpoints has said here. However, I would add with the caveat that if they are doing crazy shit that breaks rules, you have no obligation to follow these rules, and you should do whatever is in your power to win. Like in my opinion, I think that you should do whatever is in your power to win if this is the way that they are conducting themselves, right? Like if that makes sense. Anyway, that's just my take on it in general. All right, right? Like, for example, packing the court is new, right? Packing the court is new, but you should still advocate for it anyway because they don't respect the rules anymore, right? If they don't respect the rules anymore, you have no obligation to follow the rules. It's really simple as that. Like norms. Sorry, I'm talking about norms and traditions, okay? Because that's not part of norms and traditions. Technically, like rule-wise, it's fine, but,
Stab in the back. It's a very intelligent equivalent to the stab in the back. And you're giving, for example, how the judicial system is reciprocal, right? So if someone commits murder, they may even face capital punishment. But not in the same ruthless way, but in a more humane way, frankly. And so that's an example of tit for tat in action. And you agreed that actually is quite a good thing.
you think Europe will trust the U.S. without fixing this shit? Hell no. What the fuck? We have a Nazi party in office right now.
Right?
Yeah, I just didn't like Stevens schizo. Let's convict all MAGA Republicans of insurrection, even if they didn't participate in January 6, 2021. I thought that was fucking crazy.
But are you opposed to it because it wouldn't be within the bounds of the law, or because it's not, you just don't agree with it? Because what if you could just pass a law that made it so that would be included in the 14th Amendment?
As a specific example, Marco Rubio, to my knowledge, did not participate in January 6, 2021. Convicting him of aiding and abetting an insurrectionist in what I feel is a violation of the spirit of the law, I think that's fucking cringe and stupid and gay.
What if you changed it? What if you had enough to get a constitutional amendment on that, or just made a new law that did it?
Yeah, but that's...
And you pack the courts, so they would
I'm
agree with
talking
you.
about the underlying evidence. If a person doesn't... I don't care what laws you pass. If a person doesn't participate in a crime, they shouldn't be convicted of it.
If the crime was, that is a crime. That participating in the Trump administration is a crime. What if that was the law that you passed?
Cringe. That's cringe and gay.
What? Why?
Are you fight us or are you just hanging out? Because if you just...
Wait, hold on. What? Dude, I'm so confused. I'm so confused what's Connor's argument here. Like, do you mean you should just, like, bend over and not do anything?
Just hanging out.
Like,
I got shit to do.
hello?
Oh wow,
No, but
cloud talking much. Here, this is my position. Okay, then it was a little confusing because we got into the law shit. But the 14th Amendment provides for a prior oath taker that if they had engaged in insurrection or given aid to somebody who had engaged in insurrection, that prior oath taker could not hold future office. I think that when the next elective body comes in, I think that they should pass a congressional statute acknowledging that, because the Supreme Court ruled that Section 3 of the 14th Amendment just doesn't apply anymore unless Congress like does something, because they wanted to save Trump on that. So they should apply a law that says, hey, we think that this was an insurrectionist administration. And then from there, they can decide whether or not they want to convene a congressional commission to find out who had engaged in insurrection, or they could leave it up to the states to adjudicate it in whatever way they feel necessary. This wouldn't be a criminal proceeding. It would just be like an adjudicated finding that would prohibit you from holding future office. You wouldn't be convicted of a crime or sent to jail. You would just be prevented from holding another office. Yeah.
That's like more than they deserve. Like, in my opinion, that's more than they deserve. If anything, like, the way that everything has gone down has kind of like, I'm kind of like blackpilled on free speech, right? Because of the amount of misinformation that happens. Just simply because of the amount of misinformation that happens, it's like, how the fuck do you combat all of this when you have the First Amendment, right? You have the First Amendment. Like, I think the First Amendment is great, okay? Let me just say I'm a huge supporter of the First Amendment, I guess. But I don't think the Founding Fathers had any idea that the internet would exist. I don't think so. I don't think the Founding Fathers had any idea the internet is a thing. Okay? And I think that's what the issue is. Because I had to accept that there's a possibility in which the Founding Fathers, if they actually knew the internet was going to be a thing, they would not be in support of this. They would not be in support of the First Amendment. They'll be like, okay, now that we know the internet is going to be a thing, we're not going to put the First Amendment in. I have to accept that as like a possibility as well, right? I don't know. Like, that just makes the most sense to me. Also, like, for example, would they even have the Second Amendment in place if they knew that like fucking fully automatic machine guns was going to be a thing, right? Because remember, the way that weapons were back then when they made the First and Second Amendment is, this is a musket, this takes forever to reload, and it is just enough to defend yourself. It is just enough to defend yourself and overthrow a tyrant, but it's not enough to go around and commit mass shootings. Does that make sense? Like, the way that they thought about it was like, oh yeah, there's no way we can go around and commit mass shootings. However, it is enough to defend yourself with, right? Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just so stupid. Anyway.
Yeah, but last night you were expanding that definition to even people who had just participated. Number one, admin officials who
and
were
how about
participating
your
in the
history?
second Trump administration. Number two, any Republican representative who was MAGA in general. So I guess my question is, would you be? Let's entertain it a little bit more than we were last night. Let's say that this was passable. Would you be okay with them limiting the scope to, number one, Trump? Number two, any of his admin who had actually committed crimes that furthered, insurrection. Number three, people who like Josh Hawley who participated in January 6th.
I think I would broaden it as wide as possible, because this is what I want. This is what I would want to happen. This is what I would want to happen. Okay, and when Biden had a really bad debate against Donald Trump, there was pressure from all sides of the party who felt like they were all going to get fucked if Biden was allowed to continue running. So ex-party members came out. Obama was pressuring behind the scenes. Current party members, Pelosi and everybody, were part.
They have mortars in the Revolutionary War? No, I'm not talking about in the Revolutionary War. I'm talking about being a citizen and you're not in the army. What, like, are you allowed to own a mortar? I'm pretty sure it was only muskets, no? Like, you can't tell me every single citizen, if they're just rich enough, they just get to own a mortar, right? There's no way.
We're pressuring him behind the scenes, leaking stuff to the media.
Somebody can correct
me. There was a lot of pressure because the whole Democratic Party felt like they were going to get fucked.
Also, you guys should donate, okay? I'm the only one that can defend Steven. I am now self-assured that is absolutely correct, okay? At this point, okay? Like, at this point, how they own cannons? Okay, all right. I mean, it's not like they can commit mass shootings with it, right? But like what are you supposed to do? Like, fucking aim it at a crowd very slowly and put the cannonball in? Like, what are you supposed to do? Anyway. Like, roll into the town square to, like, blast at a fucking bell tower before, like, the troops fucking stopped you? Like, hello? Anyway. Yeah, you guys should donate, okay? Super chat, donations, anything would be possible. Anything would work, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate that, okay? Keep in mind, all right? Your support means the world to me. You guys are the best. You guys are the good DGers, not the bad ones, okay? I really appreciate that, okay? Thank you.
Biden continued in that race. That pressure does not exist on the Republican side. It should be the case that every single member of a political party feels bought into making sure that their party is not trying to destroy the fucking country. And I think everybody should feel, ideally this comes from a place of honor and integrity, but absent that, it comes from a place of accountability, knowing that if your party's engaged in some shit like this and you know it, and you basically just keep your mouth shut or you openly support them, then I think that there should be accountability. And that accountability being you just can't run for future office. I don't even think that's that big of a penalty.
I mean, actually, Destiny, you could package that in with like the rhetoric of the Republicans, they're the anti-constitution party, right? The 14th Amendment, first, second, third. You can go through most of the amendments and find ways in which
Just a drink. A martini, shaken, not stirred.
Donating to make you not an arslerd gun grabber.
What? Wait, I don't know what that means, but thank you. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you, Dumpster. Oh yeah, by the way, if you donate, do you know what you're donating to? You're donating to the funds where I will use to flee the country when the time comes that the Fourth Reich rises and enacts his second Holocaust, Holocaust 2, because nobody listened and we weren't like fucking anti-moderate enough. So nobody listened. The moderates enabled the rise of the Fourth Reich and I have to run from the country. Once I run from the country, okay, I'm going to continue making content because that is what I do. All right, I'm going to be up in Canada or there in the fucking UK or some shit making content, or in Mexico somewhere on the beach somewhere. All right, to make content continuously. Okay. On the second Holocaust,
completely
right?
against the American Constitution. So they're trying to destroy the Constitution. They're trying to destroy America.
Because it's too late by
and then
then.
you can use the 14th Amendment against them when in power because you are the party of the Constitution.
Sure, but if you're trying to do
Australia, sure.
Yeah, but if you're trying to do things that are by the book, legal, without necessarily blowing everything up, like anti-constitution thing that might just be too broad of a thing. Like I think there should be a committee or a commission just specifically focused on the Trump administration, and then they can set out their guidelines or whatever.
Sure, I mean rhetorically, in terms of like how you package the Democrat policies before the next election, and how you try and.
You want to escape populism, no matter where you go. Yeah, but like obviously, I want to be in like the least Holocausty place, right?
Republicans
obviously,
you're pro-constitution, they're anti-constitution, and that's also part of it when it comes to how you implement that with regards to the 14th Amendment.
Maybe I would just say
like, for example, I would escape to a dictatorship if it means escaping, like, prosecution of me, right? Like, to be very clear.
Party lawlessness. I understand the Constitution, but nobody understands the difference between, like, Constitution and law in the United States. And conservatives have fucked shit up because they when a conservative says, this was especially during the January 6th thing, but it's true even now, when a conservative says constitutional, that's a dog whistle for break the law. So when a conservative says, like, well, constitutionally we have this power, what they mean is we're going to ignore the Supreme Court, or we're going to ignore the judiciary, or not the judiciary, the legislature, because we have the power to do this from the Constitution. So constitutional has become a dog whistle for lawlessness. So I'd rather just say lawlessness. I understand your point, though, but in America we have a hard time understanding how we're going.
Because I'm probably going to have to go in a minute, and I know that's going to...
Yeah, MGG really resigned from Congress today? Apparently so, but I'm not entirely sure. Wow, you know what? I'm not expecting that. She should have just like backstabbed Trump, honestly. Like she should have just went full sin anti-Trump while she had power. Like to give up power like that is crazy to me. Like in this day and age, I never thought that anyone would give up power like that. That's crazy. Like you are a representative in the most powerful country where you can influence so much shit. You can influence so much shit across the world, and like you give all of that up. Yeah, that seems kind of crazy to me. Like, I'm not even sure if it's the correct move, but you know what? If she can't handle it anymore, I can't really blame her for doing that. It's just like, I don't know.
Disappoint people who want the fireworks to fly. But we could do this later. Unless the schedule's changed, I think we're hanging out next Saturday. Yeah. So my frustration that I think that Reason and I discussed in this conversation was when you were saying tit for tat. I imagined eye for an eye. I don't think you made the clarifications or caveats that Reason Riffs made.
It can be eye for an eye. I'm okay with eye for an eye. That's okay for me. I'm fine with that.
Okay, well then hold on. That's exactly what Reason. You see what the fuck I'm talking about?
No. But actually, Connor, he's saying exactly what you said. You said also sometimes eye for an eye might be tit for tat.
Then let's.
And he's just said sometimes, right? So he's the same. You're both
that. Okay. So
I don't get why the sayings are the thing that is being argued over when in reality it's really about like the principle of game theory, right? Because if Steven wants to stand on the point of principle of game theory, that's fine. But I think you just need to say, well, it doesn't matter what we call it. It would just be that, Steven, right?
Uh-huh.
As an example, you might not buy in a left-right binary, so entertain the hypothetical.
I can do that, yeah.
Let's just assume a lefty assassinated Charlie Kirk.
Okay.
By eye for an eye logic, shouldn't a right-winger assassinate a left-wing media pundit if we're going with eye for an eye moral logic?
Well, I feel like we have a criminal system there to do the punishment, right? Like the guy who assassinated Charlie Kirk should probably be convicted and sent.
Yeah, remember, we're only talking about tit for tat in the sense of social media influence, right? When you're talking about shooting and shit, you're talking about the justice system to be brought to like whatever, right? Because that is general, right? But we're talking about like we're not talking about physically harming eye for an eye, tit for tat. We're talking about like We're talking about like right now, the social media war is against Democrats in such a manner in which they are being framed for the murder of Charlie Kirk. The Democrats are being framed for all the political violence that's happening. So you should do it back in the social media environment, right? Because we're not talking about, oh, well, we're doing a war. Obviously, in a war, it is also tit for tat, right? Because at that point, you don't really have a judicial system to bring people to justice anymore, right? Because at that point, you're just fighting each other. And that is the definition of tit for tat, right? It's just like, yeah.
That's to whatever the capital punishment would be, right? Or life in prison.
Okay, but Charlie's dead. So
yeah, but then that guy's dead,
that's not
right?
eye for an eye. That's not the same thing for the same thing.
I don't know if I would say that, like,
What?
so if you guys talked a lot about
How
tit
did
for
it not
tat,
be
it sounds like
7?
you also went over, like, technically the best system is called,
Fuck me.
I think it's like a slightly forgiving tit for tat.
Generous.
Generous tit for tat.
Like,
I mean,
I would say that, like, if
there's even
somebody,
better
it doesn't
ones.
matter. Okay, it's not relevant. But, like, if something like that happens, then, I mean, like, you'd let it slide once or twice. But at some point, yeah, you would have to start knocking off people on the other side. Because you can't sit there and all of your political figures are just fucking dying. And you're like, well, we got to adhere to norms. At some point, you're like, okay, well, fuck it. I guess we're doing this.
Okay,
but
Steven's not as retarded as I want him to be.
In a video game, right?
Not as what?
You're not as okay. Last night you were kind of spurging out a little bit, and I thought your position was way too extreme. However, effectively all you did was you re-articulated Reason Riff's perspective that we did over the past hour, which is effectively like, how do I say this? I said so. He Reason asked, "What's an alternative to tit for tat?" And I said that it's not necessarily an effective way, but turning the other cheek in the Christian moral sense is an alternative. And he's like, okay, well, what happens if they ignore you turning the other cheek, where they're not shocked by their moral consciousness? Like, so for instance, January 6, 2021, and Trump not getting impeached. If they're not shocked by their moral consciousness, then what do you do at that point? And then we kind of arrived at generous tit for tat with the caveats that he articulated that you just re-articulated. However, sometimes when you're schizo and you're spurging out, it sounds like you just want revenge. It doesn't sound like you want generous tit for tat. You just want revenge.
Yeah, but the issue is we've been doing turn the other cheek for 2 or 3 decades. And then now...
Wait, hold on. That's crazy. Because, yeah, Steven wants revenge, but you know that his position is so much more complicated than that, right? Because it's kind of crazy to me that Connor would just think that Steven is referring to, oh yeah, he just wants revenge. Stop. It really is not just revenge, right? Like, I don't know. It just seems like a silly point. It doesn't
Somebody's saying,
matter.
like, okay, well, time for some punishment.
They're not going to agree to that, and they're
What?
going to bring up a bunch of shit.
But
they don't agree,
wait.
it's not true.
Factually, there's a correct answer, though. There is a truthful statement there. You can't just say, when you do this thing of like, well, they're not going to agree about, okay, well, then fine, fuck, let's just kill everybody. Let's all blow each other up. Because you're writing off every
Don't
possible...
jump so far ahead.
Okay.
Don't jump so far ahead.
Sure.
So as an example, let's say we bring up January 6, 2021.
Okay.
And we say, hey, you guys threatened the existential core of the Republic through a riot. And then you already know what they bring up, right? What do they bring up?
Yeah, BLM.
Connor's such a dumbass. Men, am I right?
BLM.
Uh-huh.
So the summer of love,
Yep.
billions of dollars in damage. January 6, 2021 was peaceful by comparison. He wasn't trying to overthrow the Republic, blah, 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 blah. So in their mind, even if though they're stupid or delusional, they believe that they're engaging in tit for tat.
Sure, but then I would just ask them, who was the leader of BLM? Because Donald Trump led Jan 6.
$3 million
Yeah, no, so there was no... BLM was a collection of riots across the country that happened during fucking COVID, and most of the Democratic leadership had to call that out. Biden and Kamala had to say no more riots, no more violence when they were running in their election. Trump has not done that.
What's the next talking... Well, actually, maybe I shouldn't just be a smart ass.
Next talking point is the Minnesota Bail Fund?
No, it's the... Well, yeah, the bail fund, and then
the
also...
bail fund was a single tweet by Kamala, which had literally... It's a bail fund.
The fiery but mostly peaceful protest. That's the one that
That's a CNN reporter.
Yeah.
Those aren't the same thing as the president of the United States, right?
I'm not saying these are equivalent. I'm saying that these people, number one, they have 80 IQ. Number two,
you can't. If you're resting on those arguments, then the only answer is blowing shit up. If the argument is going to be we can't agree on factual realities with each other, then you just have to start knocking people off until you have enough people to have a consensus on reality. That's it. So your position is the maximalist, like loser, like we all give up and just start killing each other position. It can't be that we can't.
I like how counterpoints is like, okay, I thought that your extreme, your position on the panel last night was so much crazier than it is now. And then Steven's like, nah, no, now that you have said that, I'm gonna go full unhinged now. It's like Steven was like, bro, you're saying I'm passive now? You're saying I'm passive now? You're saying I lost my face when we're on stream with me right now? Okay, kill them.
On simple basic facts.
No, Reason actually has a solution that I think is better considered than what the fuck you just said, because you just said, oh, fuck it, let's go to civil war then, okay? What Reason said is, as
men, am I right?
There can be a legal proportional response to bad behavior. Fuck. Am I still here? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we
Did
can
he
hear you.
disappear? Did he
No,
disappear? I'm sorry.
just say no.
No,
Just say
I
no.
dropped something and it knocked my screen off temporarily. So what reason was it? And by the way, this goes up with the gerrymandering thing, by the way, where effectively like right-wing states were arguing in order to gerrymander their own states, and then effectively Prop 50 came up. Prop 50 arguably is morally fucked up. Disenfranchising people via gerrymandering is fucked up, but it's proportional and it's legal and it sends across the right message. So you don't have.
Okay, so I'm curious about his position on court packing. I'm curious about Connor's position on court packing then, right? That's my next logical conclusion. Like, do we always have to wait for the Republicans to do it first and gain the early bird advantage, right? I guess is another question I would have, right? Like, do we always want to like wait until the Republicans do something crazy first before we respond with something? Because guess what? Everything that we have lost because stop, shut up. Everything that we have lost because of because of the because of early gerrymandering and not is still there, right? If that makes sense. Like, for example, if Republicans gerrymander first and after 30 years, Democrats finally gerrymander as well, well, what about the 30 years in which they have been investing in dividends the entire time? What about the 30 years that they have been gaining stonks the entire time that we can't take back now, right? We have to do something first, at the very least, right? There is something called, like, oh, early mover's advantage, right? You don't want to be the person responding. You want to be the person who moves first. And don't get me wrong, okay? Republicans will 100% move first, okay? On the court packing shit immediately, okay? The moment that it becomes pragmatic for them to do so, all right? The very nanosecond, it will become a main state issue, all right? And by that time, it'll be already too late. Good luck.
Throw up your hands and say, okay, fuck it, civil war. You can come up with creative political solutions that actually punish the opposition that are still legal and defensive.
Yeah, but isn't my creative
like
isn't my creative 14th Amendment solution of barring them from holding future office, isn't that actually preferable to like what actual eye for an eye, tit for tat would be? Like, imagine if I were to say, I think
the response to that, I think the response to that would be they go to the gun.
Okay, then let's say that I say, okay, well then that shouldn't happen. It should just be that our next politician also says that we should start hanging Republican congressmen in the same way that Trump does.
Wait, I'm piling up a few issues here. I mean, because you kind of spoke on my behalf there a bit, kind of, and most of it you're right about. But I also have to delineate between. Wait, don't start.
The fuck are you?
I also have to delineate between the rhetoric and the action, right? What Democrats should be saying, and this is, I'm just looking at the studies here. This isn't just my hunch. That they should be very, very careful about getting the Republicans into a position where they can self-victimize and be the real snowflakes and melt under the sun, right? You have to be very cautious about sounding vengeful in your rhetoric, but your action should be pretty harsh. And so, like, as harsh as their action has been, right? And actually, what Destiny's point here about, you know, going after them legally using the 14th Amendment, I think it sounds brilliant. I think it's
Same goes for court packing. Okay,
it's
cool.
proportional and it's justice. It's justice being served, and it can be framed that way as well. So it can be framed in a very neutral and fair way. The other point I want to make is we've got to stop feeling responsible for what these nutcases are doing with facts and then distort them into some kind of.
Don't talk to recent riffs like that. I can't even see his name. Like I don't even know what he's called. Wait, hold on. I gotta turn on 720.
Cruel fiction of a nasty fairy tale. What they're doing.
Okay, never mind. I can still barely see it, okay? Because of the fucking
Soviet methods of misinformation. And what are they bringing to misinformation? They always find a little seed of truth. So there could have been a protest with, that penis protest. They could say that Destiny had on stream yesterday, and this woman being carted away. They could have, the MAGA heads could have just said, there's 1,000 people behind her. They will start with one seed of truth that there was this woman protesting, and then they'll make some crazy story out of it. And they're always going to do that. They're just being Soviet about it.
Who the fuck are you? I'm a nobody, okay? But a nobody can also be confused about another nobody, okay?
We're not responsible for that. So they're always going to do it, whatever you do. So you don't act based upon how they think they're going to frame it, because they're always going to frame it that way.
Okay, but what I heard, which reinforces my criticism, is be soft in your rhetoric, be harsh in your penalties. Steven is harsh in his rhetoric and impractical in his penalties. So
he's not a politician. He's a political pundit.
Yeah, well, he's supposed to be one of the best debaters and best political thinkers in online politics. So raise the bar.
So it's not raising the bar, but I have a different role. I have a different role. If I was a politician, my message is going to sound a lot different on things. I'm going to be a lot less combative with, depending on what.
Well, that's why I said I was taking you seriously, but not literally, because I don't think your solutions are pragmatic. But I'm assuming that the emotion behind what you're saying is real and genuine.
Well, you can take me seriously, but literally, you can take me literally, but taking me literally doesn't mean that I would say that every politician should copy verbatim, word for word, what I'm saying. That's not.
Sure.
Yeah, I just think
Also, what part of what he's proposing is unpragmatic. Like
What?
it's possible.
Well,
to
yesterday we were talking
use
about
the
like
14th
convicting a bunch of
Amendment to
people.
go
Yeah,
after all
but
those
yesterday it was more than 14th
people.
Amendment. It was more than 14th Amendment.
You think
Sure,
barring
but
25% of representatives in the American Republic via 14th Amendment, January
I'm talking about that I'm the only one who can defend Steven. Okay, sorry. No, it's because I forgot about. Listen, okay, I'm not talking. Obviously, when I'm talking about the orbit, I'm not talking about like you and Kafka. Okay, obviously you guys are great. You guys are fine. Okay, I'm not. Listen, I'm not trying to be the oh yeah I'm the only one kind of person. Obviously, I'm not meaning you and Kafka sucks at like you guys are great. Okay, I'm not trying to say that. Okay, Jesus, what the fuck? Yeah, why did you assume malice when there is none? What the fuck? Although to be fair, if I say I'm the only one, that excludes the others. But then, okay, but you know I don't mean that. Okay, all right.
6 commission style legal proceeding is practical.
Yeah, you can do it. You don't even have to go that far. It's possible to just impeach them. You can just have each body impeach their own and impeach all these people out.
Number one,
they
they
wouldn't
would
be barred
worry about
forever.
winning the midterms first. How about y'all worry about that shit
Sure,
first?
yeah, that's not what we're talking right now.
Before
But
we
yeah, that's
start
I just
planning,
any
like,
solution being proposed is like after the
order of
midterms. That would be
representatives of the United States.
Yes,
How about
so
you
it's the
motherfuckers
best
just
one.
focus on
Yeah, we're
winning
focused on
the
that.
Piccolo, we love you. See, now you say JK after I said something nice. I bet that you wouldn't say JK if I didn't respond like that.
I think there's something to be said for it, because this is where we're at right
Boom.
now. That's just driving me crazy. There's something to be said for you go to dinner with a friend and his wife shows up and she has like bruises on her face, and it's like, wait, what the fuck? But she's like tried to hide them with makeup. As fucked as that situation sounds, that situation is better than you're at dinner and your friend just fucking smacks his fucking wife in the face right in front of you and then goes on like nothing is happening. Because in one scenario, at least there's shame involved, where the husband knows that like there's some fuck shit that he has to keep hidden. Like the Trump crypto scam should have been like an undercover journalist, you know, through investigative journalism uncovers this after years of digging, but it's all just out in the open. And we're just so far beyond anything that when you say, well, it should be reciprocal, like I would argue that even the unhinged shit I've said is not even really getting close to the damage and the behavior that this administration has exhibited.
So just out of curiosity, maybe you can answer this simply, and I do have to go soon. But what is the charge? So for instance, like I know that FARA violations are typically like, you know, charged for like foreign lobbyists who don't register.
What is the charge? Oh no, for the 14th Amendment thing, you don't for the 14th Amendment thing, you don't need a criminal charge. Somebody just has to have been found as having been engaged in insurrection. So for instance, when
I'm asking specifically about the corruption because it's something that I'm interested in. Obviously, I harped on the Hunter Biden thing a billion times. So what would we charge Trump with?
I'm not even thinking of charges for Trump. I would just bring back the J6 thing and I would bring back the Mar-a-Lago stuff.
Okay.
Is it? It's not the Hatch Act. What isn't there some law that says you can't use an office to
in order to obtain
office?
gifts and shit?
Yeah.
No, that's fuck yeah. Okay, cool.
Also, in theory, like with any other crypto scam, it could be like securities fraud or whatever, and you could.
Well, but you would have to prove that he did some. I don't think just having a crypto coin as a securities fraud.
This is my favorite subject. Like the tit for tat thing is my favorite subject. Right now, at the very least, okay? It's even more exciting than the anti-fan shit, because every single time there's a new filing, I'm like, oh my god, what is it now, right? But then whenever I'm talking about like the tit for tat shit, like that actually drives good discussion in my opinion, but yeah. Should I watch eCourt today? I will.
Okay. I hate to run, but I have a family engagement that I need to go to. But I do parasocially each and every one of you. Reason Riffs is technically more sane than Destiny and argues tit for tat better than Destiny. And I'm looking forward to yelling at you guys in the future.
Wait, one final thing. Hold on. Wait. One final thing.
Oh no, dude! Now you've triggered him. Now you've done it. Okay. Now, Steven's position of top debater has been threatened by somebody. I love the instant fucking mood change. Okay, I love the instant mood change. He's like.
Wait, no, I'm just curious. One final thing you need to understand, okay? Because I don't. Hopefully, reason and this finding.
Right there.
He's
like, wait, hold on.
What is the point? What is the point of a tit for tat system? Like ultimately, what does a good functioning tit for tat system look like?
Well, I don't even know if you would answer it this way, but I would answer it this way based off of my conversation with Reason Riffs. Hopefully the ideal outcome of a tit for tat is a eventual return to normalcy.
Yeah, you're saying in other words, yeah, basically the idea is there is no tits or tats because everybody's just cooperating because they know that if they fuck around, that the other party's going to get it back. So when you say like an eye for an eye, like in my ideal society, it's an eye for an eye and everybody's walking around with two eyes. Because why the fuck would you take some other dude's eye if he's going to take yours? You don't fuck around, you know? And I'm repeating a meme I've heard this said. I don't know if it's actually true, but I'll repeat it because it's profound and it works here. An eye for an eye, theoretically, was supposed to be an upgrade at the time of how law and punishment was done back in the day, because it was like if you stole something, the person fucking murdered you and maybe your family. But like an eye for an eye, a hand from a thief or whatever, was like you've done a crime and now there's a proportional response. You've done a bad thing and here's the proportional response. It was supposed to be an upgrade from just where I'm killing you because you've wronged me, you know? So,
Right.
Yeah. The goal of a tit for tat is there is no tit for tat. We all just cooperate, ideally. That's why the cooperative element as
the
well.
cooperation is tit for tat. That's the point.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but then
don't
getting
do
into like an even higher morality, which once again, like earlier today, I was saying that I think that Republicans, similar to, and I think they take God's name in vain by clothing themselves in righteousness and religion while doing the opposite of what their religion prescribes. I also think they take the
Why doesn't D engage in this way with the E33 debate? What do you mean
Republic
by that?
in vain, where they clothe themselves in the Constitution and republicanism and the history of the Republican Party while doing the opposite of what that philosophy dictates. And so the point is, though, that like if we were able to return to normal, let's say that Trump disappears, we don't have a cult leader, as a result, we're able to move into a better political sphere, then the ideal is going to be we can turn the other cheek because we expect that it was like accidental. You fucked up. You hurt me. Now I can turn the other cheek. Then we can get into tit for tat. Then we can get into eye for an eye. My problem is that like what seems to be, or at least what my understanding was that it seemed like you were advocating for eye for an eye instead of tit for tat. And anytime somebody brought up a complication with your specific tit for tat formula, instead of being like, yeah, you're right, actually that could fuck this up, I'm going to come up with a better proportional legal defensive solution, you were like, yeah, fuck it, let's kill each other. Who gives a fuck? And that's like, that feels like eye for an eye and a rush to the bottom and a rush to anarchic violence.
Sure, I understand what you're saying there, and we just fundamentally disagree on this, I think, or whatever. But like the feeling that I'm trying to impress upon others from the lib left end, the feeling is just that like you have a person whose arms and legs have been chopped off, and now the person's like siphoning blood out of their body to take one of their kidneys, and then you're like, you know what? Fuck this guy. I'm gonna fucking chop his fucking hand off if he comes near me again. And you're like, excuse me, can we trim his fingernails first? You're gonna chop his fucking hand off? You're insane. Meanwhile, Trump is gearing up for another false indictment, another crypto scam, another murdering people in Venezuela. And it's like, holy shit, that's the issue that I have, is that people just don't seem to understand how far removed.
Actually, debate. Well,
that's the thing, right?
No. Steven is good when it comes to political takes, and he's good when it comes to drama debates. Like when he's debating drama and like the facts of the matter and shit like that. Like he'll be fine on that. Okay. He just sucks at debating every single other subject. Okay, like that's it. Like I'm sorry. Have you ever seen him debate any other subject? Yeah.
Right, the argument is against how it's been done so far. And the idea behind tit for tat is proportional, right? Non-cooperation if they don't cooperate. So you have to do it proportionately. It might be in a different way, but it's got to be of the same magnitude. It can't just be trimming the nails when you need to cut the hands off.
Just to be clear real quick, I disagree. I'm not advocating for proportional. Everything I've advocated for, including my most extreme things, is less proportional. If I were to advocate for proportional, it would be civil war. It would just be, we'd be going to war. Because that's how fun.
Well, I mean, in very creative ways, right? But I mean, in terms of the effect on their party, on their success, it should be proportional.
But hold on. This is where I think that if we had, I don't know, competent, intelligent legislators who were as competent and intelligent as Reason Revs, then we would come up with creative solutions. So for instance, like we just passed the big, beautiful bill or whatever. Obviously government shutdown, all that kind of bullshit. But what would be negotiated is, especially once the Democrats have the majority in the House, effectively what you could do is you could fuck with the funding for Southcom, the military apparatus that is within South America. And you could say, until you have an AUMF, authorization for use of military force, until we get transparency through the intelligence reports of who the people that you've killed are, until we get cooperation from the military and intelligence agencies, we are withholding funding for Southcom. Like, we'll give you just enough in order to keep the soldiers alive and keep them operating, but you will not have money for Hellfires, you will not have money for drones, you will not have money for fuel until we get transparency from the executive branch about this thing. And I would view that as like a proportional, sane response to what's going on in South America. Whereas, once again, you're jumping to civil war.
You're just taking away from Ukraine.
But you're just to be clear, that's not proportional. And you seem to have a huge issue with this, like a court telling you to stop doing it. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, somebody brought up an extreme example yesterday, but they were absolutely right. You're saying, like, some guy gets caught raping a woman, and you're like, excuse me, sir, you're not going to be allowed to rejoin society until you pull your dick out of her. And then once he...
I think that was the DGR coded guy that said that, right? Am I right? That was the guy that had DGR vibes?
You're like, okay, let's go back. And it's like, excuse me?
Okay, well, the other option is...
you can always smell them. The stench of DGG on
things
them.
that aren't going to fucking happen. So that's kind of
what things aren't going to happen, like worldwide tariffs?
You go to these like extreme personal examples in order to get like a visceral emotional reaction.
We're murdering.
You describe the things that we're describing.
We're just blowing up Venezuelans right now. We're just murdering it, and Trump is posting videos of it on Twitter, bragging about it.
If we had an AUMF, it would be legal, but we don't have an AUMF.
So it's war crimes and murder.
That's the fight that needs to be fought.
No, it's already illegal. We don't need rules against it. It's already illegal right now. It's already illegal. It's not okay. They can't do it right now.
Okay, then somebody needs to sue the Trump administration, because what's happening is Congress is supposed to be directing warfare with, like, as far as declared wars go, that's Congress's responsibility. As far as what we've done for the past 30 or 40 years,
I understand we're looping on this.
Congress doesn't give a fuck.
Then we've given the president emergency powers and authority to act in cases of terrorism.
I understand.
So what he did is he declared them narco-terrorists, and then he started killing them. So that needs to be litigated in a court of law.
It is.
But I was debating Kafka last week about this, about if Dems get power, and hopefully they do in 2028, what should their priority be? If they had a choice, is it between really going after the system and improving the US system, or is it going after and using, say, the 14th Amendment and going after the heads of these criminals who are in power right now? And I was for the latter. And I think the reason it's for the latter is because it follows tit for tat, and it leaves a message and a deterrence of, you can't do this and be criminal and not be in prison, or not face, at least not being in office. And I don't even think not being in office is enough. There must be a way to find to prosecute these people.
I was going to say, yeah,
when the Dems get power. It has to be
included. These people can't hold office, won't hold office again, and are impeached and removed from office. So
I gotta run.
Yeah.
My parents mostly love you guys. I think you're pissing in the wind, but I think you're all excellent dudes, anyways. So
thanks for coming on to my show, Connor. I really appreciate it.
Yep. Bye, guys.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Wow, that guy, he ran.
True.
Unbelievable.
Like a pussy.
No, Kafka wasn't against.
Just a martini, shaken, not stirred.
What the fuck?
I just checked. I have an £1,700 overdraft on this business account. FCK Dan. I am not paying it off until he says sorry for calling you a PDF.
To be very clear, it wasn't Dan that did that, right? It was Mutin that put it out there. But thank you for the £5. Please do not go into debt because of me, please. That's all I'll say, okay? Don't, please.
Prosecuting people, it's just saying it wasn't the priority, but I actually think it should even be the priority.
Hello?
Because otherwise it's just sending a message that you can get away with it. And they've been getting away with it for too long. And they've destroyed US democracy, and it's really sad. It's really unconstitutional. It's really illiberal and against the freedoms that Americans have enjoyed. So it's just like the migrants that they're worried about coming over the border and changing and not accepting American culture. They don't accept American culture, right? In terms of the freedoms, the fundamentals. So they can't get away with it. They have to be prosecuted.
Yeah, Connor's issue is that he somehow thinks that
This, in my opinion, was more enjoyable to watch with your commentary. Yeah, because I'm like actually a fun person that you want to hang out with IRL, okay? Because you know I'm going to be chill and awesome and cool, all right? You know how it is. Kidding. How far are you from Kick Partner since DG changed to the other Kick embed? No, there has to be people chatting in my Kick chat. Because otherwise I wouldn't be able to fulfill one of the goals. Because one of them says, have 250 unique chatters in the last 30 days. That's the hardest one. That is the hardest one. So lurkers can't lurk. You shouldn't be lurking.
But those people not being able to hold office ever again isn't proportional or isn't accountability for the shit that they're doing.
Just say you hate me? No, what? Why have I... Sorry, this is bait. Nope, this is bait. You know I don't hate you. Fuck you.
I can't. I have no idea why he thinks that. Because even if you did it legally, he's still like, no, you don't do that.
Says the guy who has channel perms.
No. It's just.
Well, he's worried about escalation, but actually the most escalatory thing you can do is to appease. It just leaves a message. It's going back to this analogy I had earlier. I don't know if Destiny heard it, but it's just like you have a baby in the pram, it keeps throwing its toys out of the pram. You don't keep putting the toy back in the pram. At some point, you leave it out of the pram, so the baby stops learning to throw the toy out of the pram, right? And at the moment, the Republicans, they're throwing everything out of the pram, and people just keep putting it back in. Or
like Trump is on the precipice of declaring like the Democratic Party like a domestic terrorist organization. Like it's just like
he's literally saying to hang them. Like literally. Like
okay, I'm watching this. Apparently, Mom Donnie is meeting Trump soon, so I love you guys. Be careful, okay?
All right.
Yeah, take care. Yeah.
Says someone congratulated him in your feed, so
wait.
Go for your.
Be quicker and
out of all places. General cleaning. Isn't that taking care of the garbage dishwashing situation? Oh, push harder.
Wait, why is there Me Too allegations?
Oh. Later has made me feel subhuman.
Then deafens? I undeafen when people join.